All right, Pham Nation, we back. Week 17, Pham Lines, baby. Last week of the regular season. Wow, the season go by so fast. Hopefully your team made the playoffs. Fortunately, my team didn't make the playoffs, but next year we'll strive for that. And it's also week 17. I love what the NFL did. What we talked about the other day on the other show, podcast, where we said the NFL made the last week of the season where you're playing the division rivals. So that's great, and it makes the last game of the season meaningfully, at least for the teams that's playing each other. So leading off with the first game is, like I said, my New York Jets are facing the Buffalo Bills. The Jets are plus 1.5 in this game. The Bills already clinched the playoff berth, but like I said, it's division rivals, so you want to play for a little rivalry game. You know what I mean? And next you have the Miami Dolphins visiting the New England Patriots. The Patriots are minus 15.5. The Patriots, with a win, will clinch second overall in the division. And with a crazy stat I saw the other day, this is the 17th division title in the last 19th year. So you got to salute to New England with that one. Next, you have the New Orleans Saints visiting the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are plus 13 in this game. New Orleans is still fighting for one of the top seeds and trying to get a home field advantage in the playoffs, but they have a lot of work to do. Next, you have the disappointing Cleveland Browns visiting the number 1 overall Cincinnati Bengals. We're picking first number 1 overall, the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati are plus 3 in this game. Cleveland just trying to finish the season strong on a high note because, they probably have a lot of changes coming next year. So you never know what's going to happen in that game. Then you next got the Packers visiting the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are plus 12.5 in this game. With a Packers win, the Packers will clinch second overall in the division and get a home field, get a bye and a home field advantage. Next, you have the Chargers visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are minus 9.5 in this game. The Chiefs, with a win and Patriots loss, can get second overall. If not, they will be in third place and will host a wild card game. Next, you have the Chicago Bears visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings are minus 1 in this game. Minnesota already clinched the playoff berth, so they don't really have to do anything too much. They might rest some starters, but they might keep them in just to keep them a little, keep the ball rolling for the next week because they got to play their opponents. And next, you have the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are minus 1.5 in this game. Atlanta is playing for their coach. This might be his last season because they had a disappointing season this year. And Tampa Bay been playing good lately. It'll be more exciting with Jameis Winston. So I'm expecting a lot of points in this game. So that's your 1 o'clock game. So for our 4 o'clock games, you got Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are minus 1.5 in this game. Baltimore clinched home field throughout the playoffs, so they can rest their players, which they plan on doing. They have RG3 going in there. Pittsburgh needs a win and a Tennessee loss to make the playoffs. Next, we have another matchup at the NFC East. You got the Redskins visiting the Cowboys. The Cowboys are minus 11 in this game. With a win and the Philadelphia Eagles loss, the Cowboys will clinch a playoff berth and the division. Next, you have the Tennessee Titans visiting the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are plus 3.5 in this game. With a Tennessee win, Tennessee will make the playoff. Next, you have the Indianapolis Colts visiting the Jaguars. The Jaguars are plus 4 in this game. Both teams are expected more in this season, but just fighting for next year. They're trying to finish the season strong, just like everyone else. Next, you have another matchup, the NFC East. You have the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the New York Giants. The New York Giants are plus 4.5 in this game. With a Philly win, Philly will clinch the division and make the playoffs. Next, you have the Raiders visiting the surprising Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are actually minus 3.5 in this game. Oakland has a slim chance of making the playoffs. They need a lot of things to go their way to make the playoffs, but I think it's a good season overall for John Gruden's second season. Going in that 10-year contract he signed. Next, you have the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Rams. It's an even game. The Rams last week with a loss, they kicked themselves out of the playoff contention. So they're just trying to finish the season strong, and disappointing to them, even though if they finish the season strong, they'll be 2 games over 500. But they made the Super Bowl last year, so they was expecting more, especially with some of the offseason moves they made. For your primetime game at 8 o'clock, you have the San Francisco 49ers visiting the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are plus 3.5 in this game. With a San Francisco win, San Francisco will clinch home field throughout the playoffs. With a Seattle win, Seattle will clinch the division. It's very important for the San Francisco 49ers to win because with a loss, they actually will drop down to 4th overall in the division and will host a game next week instead of getting a first round bye. So it's very important for San Francisco to win. So this is a very big game to end the season actually with a bang. So this is their last game of the season. No Monday night game. So, enjoy. Hopefully y'all guys enjoy. Hopefully your team is still in the playoff hunt and good luck to y'all. So like I said, it's sad. The season go by so fast, but it comes to an end, the regular season at least. So good luck to your team. That was your week 17 fam line. This your boy John. Peace.
Fam Nation, it's your boy Henny Dre. Filling in for Johnny with the important questions of fam lines. We forgot to film it last night, to be honest. But hopefully I win you some money, or help you win some money. If I help you lose some money, hey, it ain't my fault. Blame the liquor.
As far as money games, I say that Bears versus Vikings is a game definitely good to bet on. I think the Bears is going to win that one outright. I don't think the Vikings are that good to just be given 1 point. The Bears have a good defense. Trubisky has been on the road. He's been playing pretty good. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins, as a Redskins fan, hey, I don't got that much faith in First Cousins. So yeah, another game I'll say is that Falcons and Buccaneers game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. The Bucs are only -1.5. I think the Falcons got some firepower to keep up with the Bucs, and I think they're going to keep it close. But I think the Falcons, they've been on the run lately. Jameis is playing out of control, but I trust the Falcons in that one. I think that's a money game, for real. Another game I think is a money game to bet on is obviously my boys. They're giving us 11 points. I think that's a lot to give against the Cowboys. And we're going to keep it close. It's a rivalry game. The Cowboys, I feel like they're going to choke in week 17. They're not going to make the playoffs. The pressure going to be on them. They're not going to be able to handle the pressure. And we got Case Keenum coming in. You know he a gunslinger. They ain't going to be ready for my boy. So I feel like we're going to win outright. We're going to destroy the Cowboys' dreams. As far as games not to touch, I'll say that Jaguars versus Colts is not a game I want to go near. They're giving Jags +4, and both teams have been struggling. That game could be either way. I have no idea how that game will go. Jacoby Brissett started the season great, but ever since he suffered that injury, he really hasn't been playing good. Or the team overall. The Jaguars actually are coming off of the firing of Tom Coughlin. They're like a week removed from that or something. So, like I said, you never know. Gardner Minshew back there, you never know what they're going to get. So, I wouldn't touch that game at all. Another game I wouldn't touch is that Steelers versus Ravens game. That's a rivalry game. It's going to be a close game, so it's going to be iffy. I know RG3 is in there for Lamar Jackson, and people are going to be scared to pick the Ravens. But I feel like the Ravens, they're good enough as a team to pull it off. Mike Tomlin, they're still fighting for a playoff spot, but with the trio or duo or however their quarterback situation is, I feel like they're not going to pull it off. Last game I wouldn't touch is honestly the Dolphins versus the Patriots. I know Patriots are at home, Belichick, Brady, but surprisingly, Miami always gives the Patriots a run for their money. And hey, maybe I'll predict they -15.5. That's a lot of points to cover. And Miami has been scoring this year. Fitzmagic, he's a real deal when he decides to come out. I feel like that might be the upset of the week, actually. So I would never, ever touch that game. I'm scared of 15.5. I don't think. If anything, I'll take Miami plus the 15.5. So there you have it.